Hey friends, welcome to another tool demo and review video. In this one, we're checking out the SEEKONE dual temp heat gun. Let's jump into it. So the SEEKONE dual temp heat gun can be found on Amazon. Now the company did reach out to us, gave us a sample for our unbiased review. This is an unpaid review and demo though. So a couple quick things about the heat gun. Obviously we can see here that it is 600 watts. This is a mini kind of small version, very handy to have around the house in the garage for small projects. You can see that it gets up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit or 500 degrees Celsius. It's got a curved nozzle attachment that actually is included and also has overload protection, which is really nice. You don't want to blow this thing out if it does get too hot. A couple other super quick product features. You can see that the voltage, it uses US standard or European standard. You can also see that we have the two different phases. The first mode goes all the way up to 572 degrees Fahrenheit. Second goes all the way up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, inside the packaging, we're gonna find our instruction manual. We'll put this over to the side. We're gonna find our little nozzle attachment. Okay, looking at the actual gun, you can see that, again, compared to my hands, it is a smaller little gun here. Again, very manageable. This is something that we like having around the house for various projects. We've got the 600 watts again that the heat gun is capable of. It has a really nice kind of plastic feel. This doesn't feel super chintzy or anything like that. Check out the back here. You can see that we have the different settings. We got the power and we click it up once. That is going to be our first heat setting. And then if you need it really powerful, again, we can click it all the way up to the second position there. This is a corded version of a gun. There are some wireless ones out there, but again, when you're using a heat gun, it does draw an enormous amount of power. And so batteries tend to get worn out very, very quickly. So again, having a corded version is really nice. Okay, one of the other features about this gun I really like is the way it's designed. You can see that you can actually rest it up top just like this, and then you can power it on and allow the gun to heat up without having to hold it in place. Again, if you had it down on a bench or something like that, maybe it's close to the instruction manual or some other piece of paper, this can be very dangerous because this heating element gets very, very hot. Now, there are multiple uses obviously for a heat gun. The most common that I would use this for would be stripping off paint off of small projects, bending plastic. You can just really make plastic moldable by putting some heat on it, and then shrink wrapping, or in this video what we're going to do is a little bit of shrink tubing around an electrical connection. Now the one thing I like about this specific heat gun is it actually comes with this little attachment here that slips on the end, and basically what this does is it provides a little shield in the back of your wiring project. So we'll put the heat shrink tubing inside of this. You're gonna hit it with heat from this side, and then all that radiant heat is gonna come around this little shield and actually hit the back of the heat shrinking tube as well, molding it 360 degrees around all at once. So that's a really nice little attachment when you're looking at these heat guns to purchase for yourself. All right, let's go ahead and plug this in. Now again, when you're turning this on, remember to have it on that little 0. That means no electricity is getting through, so that it's in the off position. And then as soon as you turn it on, we'll put it on 1 option at this point. And then remember that that's gonna get hot really quick. So leave it in this position so that you don't damage anything with this hot tip that will begin to heat up. Okay, so here is an example of something you may encounter in one of your electrical projects. We've made this connection with a tip of a wire here, again as an example. And as you can see, we've left a little bit too much on the underside of this wire tubing here, allowing there to be some exposure. So the shrink tubing provides a great opportunity. I'm gonna pick something that's just a little bit larger here to kind of cover up that area. So what we wanna do is we want something that can actually fit this tubing as well as go onto this top shielding over here for our connector. Okay, we're ready for our test. Again, what I really like about this gun is we can keep it in this position if needed. And this allows us to use 2 hands. Okay, so to activate the heat gun, we'll come down here to the little button. I'm gonna flip it to the 1 position. You can hear the fan now going, indicating it is on. This is in the 1 position. We're gonna allow this to heat up for a minute. I can kind of put my hand up here and already feel the heat kind of coming off. So this does get hot pretty quick. So again, be careful. Okay, after just a few seconds, I'm gonna take my wire, my heat shielding, I'm gonna stick it just right underneath here. You can see that we're, go ahead and rotate, and you can see that already shrinking into place just that quickly. You can pull this out now, and as you can see, that shrink tubing is now conformed into place. So it is a very quick process. Really do like how fast and accurate that made things. Now, just for demonstration purposes, let's kick this on to number 2. You can hear the fan kick up even higher. And as I put my hand kind of in the general direction, again, I'm feeling it blow even more out the sides of this heat shielding. Again, make sure you keep your hands, do not touch this specific metal as that gets very, very hot. Now, one last thing to remember is to keep the gun in this position as it's cooling down. You don't want any of this metal when it's hot resting on your workshop surface like this. It can definitely cause some damage. Okay, so there you go, friends. That is the SEEKONE heat gun. You can see that it made short work of this shrink tubing. It is a fairly inexpensive tool, great to have in your kit. Again, multiple use case scenarios for this gun. We're gonna give it our initial thumbs up. Stay tuned, we'll probably make a 6-month review of this after we use it a few times to make sure it is in great working order. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if this has helped, subscribe, and more tool videos are on the way. Thanks for watching. See you again on the next one.